In our Taking Back Our Schools segment this week, a shocking new report detailing the failure of the nation's largest public school district, making headlines. Staggering failures in math and English skills in more than 900 of New York City's public schools. But can these appalling numbers help spur change finally to help kids across America? Joining me now to discuss, the founder and CEO of Success Academy Charter Schools, Eva Moskowitz. Eva, it's good to see you. Thank you for being here. Success Academy commissioned this extensive analysis of the city's public schools. Talk to us about the findings.
Well, Tom, it's just so tragic that 43% of New York City schools, which, by the way, are spending more money than any place around the world. We are spending in New York City $36,000 per kid, and yet 43% of the schools are grossly failing children, which is about 400,000 children.
Wow.
And I wrote this report because it doesn't have to be this way.
Yeah. New York City, as you said, spent $40 billion on public education in 2024. That's much more than double the national average per student. And it's not just a New York phenomenon, Eva, as you well know. We're seeing this level of failure in many particularly urban schools around the country. What would you say is the biggest contributing factor to the decline in educational outcomes that we've seen over these last couple of decades?
I would say our expectations are too low. And Tom, this is America. We have a can-do attitude, or we should, when it comes to our children learning at high levels. But unfortunately, it's almost like we have educational defeatism that has just covered the nation.
Yeah. New York City's socialist mayor, most Democrats that I've talked to, even some Republicans in certain places, not in New York, but others, have vocally opposed the expansion of charter schools and school choice. Certainly the teachers' unions oppose it fiercely. I've been to your schools. I've been to one of them. I've seen the kids. I've talked with the teachers. It is 180 degrees from government-run schools. What do you do that makes such a big difference in the results and the outcomes?
First, we teach phonics. We believe in the science of reading. Yeah. Second of all, we read voluminously. Every child, kindergarten through 12th grade, reads 30 minutes a day. But Tom, really what we do is have high expectations. We're a uniform school. We believe in teaching children to say please and thank you. We believe in hard work. We believe in some pretty old-fashioned values that have an enormous impact on the achievement of students.
Yeah, and you also involve parents too. And that's so incredibly important. Talk to me about that.
Well, we don't believe that schools can educate children without parents. Parents are the customer, and we have to really make sure that we are responsive, that we are engaging our parents. So we do a tremendous amount of work on engaging our parents. So every parent has the cell phone number of every teacher, assistant principal, and principal. We have an open door policy where any parent can come into the school without an appointment, unannounced, and sit in any classroom in the entire school for 30 minutes.
One of the most staggering statistics about what you've managed to do is 95% of Success Academy seniors passed 3 or more AP exams, and you've got 70% of your middle school students are scoring at very, very high levels as well. So the results, Eva, are there. Why won't these elected officials act to change the way these schools are, the public schools are run? Is it about controlling minority populations? Is it sort of a bigotry of low expectations? What is it?
Well, I do think there's a bigotry of low expectations, but it's almost, you mentioned it before, there's the teachers union on the one hand, and there's the bureaucracy on the other, and both kind of conspire against children and families and, frankly, teaching and learning.
Yeah, and one of the things that I think your study also discusses is the fact that the teachers union has really advocated for smaller class sizes, which has created the need for, obviously, for more teachers and more physical plant space. And so there isn't money that is actually going to the kids and going to what they need. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, it's tragic because we have large class sizes, and that allows us to teach every child chess, art, music, dance, athletics. Small class sizes have not proven to increase achievement, and we've shown that with large class sizes, we are #1 in the entire state of New York in mathematics and #2 in reading with those big class sizes.
Success Academy now has 22,000 students in New York City. And from what I understand, you're also looking to expand to other places. Certainly, that's a wonderful thing. What is the message for parents and officials across the country? Take this beyond New York, who are still on the fence about supporting charter schools and school choice programming.
Well, first of all, parents are voting with their feet. I am a supporter of school choice in its public and private forms, and we need elected officials to get on board. But I also think that this issue, this crisis in American education, has implications for global prosperity and national security. So we have to, as a country, get our act together and decide that children are our most precious resource.
Yeah. All right, folks should read the report. It is online, and it is staggering. The failure is staggering. The waste is staggering, and I also happen to think that the bigotry involved in this is staggering. But somebody who's trying to do something about it and is the founder and CEO of Success Academy, Eva Moskowitz. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.